Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good afternoon to you and happy Wednesday. Wow. So more news coming out of the SEC. It's crazy. I gotta tell you. It's some crazy times right now, without question. So listen, happy Wednesday, happy holidays. If we don't get to come together before Christmas Eve or Christmas, happy holidays to you and yours. Thank you so much for taking your time to tune in, to check out the channel, support the channel.
Are you doing Wealth Wednesday?
I'm not sure if I'm going to do Wealth Wednesday tonight. Probably not. We're out running around, running about, so probably won't be back in time to do a Wealth Wednesday, but we'll see. Maybe it'll be a late night Wealth Wednesday. It might be something along those lines, 8:30 or so. So we'll see about that. Thanks for reminding Miss Crypto Siege, just reminding me of that. So guys, listen, the SEC thing, the more and more I think about it, the more and more I am actually excited about it, because this will in fact bring some clarity, and the clarity that we need. And I love what Stuart Alderoty texted, I believe he tweeted rather, yesterday about the Ripple test. And that is ultimately where we're going to get, bye-bye to the Howey test and hello to the Ripple test. And so the little background on the Howey test is that was actually the SEC versus Howey, which was some people that did something with real estate and purchasing and leasing and leasing back, if you will, some real estate. And that's how they came about. And the SEC charged the defendants with, selling the old unregistered securities thing way back yonder. And that's how we got the Howey test. And so this is a digital asset space. This is a new asset class. And this is just bringing to the forefront how old the Howey test is and how it does not apply to the digital asset space today. And I was reminded of the fact that the SEC is putting together a hub very similar to the BIS Innovation Hub, right? Totally forgot about that. And so the SEC is putting together this blockchain and digital assets hub. Remember that? I completely forgot about that. And so, yeah, they're going to need something that is applicable for today. And this lawsuit is going to do that very thing. It's going to bring clarity. It's going to have a new, if you will, test, the Ripple test, that applies for this new technology and this new asset class and digital assets like XRP. Right? So bring on the Ripple test. And so it does, for me, it doesn't really matter all of the, anything in those 70 something plus pages. For me, it doesn't really matter. The most important part for me is understanding that two United States agencies, part of the government, has already ruled that XRP is a currency. Has already done that. So whether it be FinCEN or someone from the Department of Justice, U.S. Treasury, doesn't matter, right? It's already been deemed that. And why we have to wait this long and deal with the SEC and Clayton and Jay Clayton at the SEC is just beyond me. I mean, I do know now, right? I understand. If you guys checked out my live stream earlier today, that's ultimately what it's about. And if you haven't, checked that out, so you can see what I believe ultimately what this is truly about. And so this is something that we need, though. This is the way that we get that clarity, and this will be the the staple point, right? This will be that epic moment that we need to bring clarity to the space. And I am very, very familiar with this in the industry. That Tatiana and I are business owners. Landmark stuff that happened in the 70s that really proved our industry to be a legitimate industry going forward, and that opened the door for other companies to come in and do business in the space as well. And so the same thing is going to happen here with Ripple. Ripple is giving the clarity that other companies with digital assets don't have yet. Ripple is bringing clarity. They're going to bring about clarity for the entire crypto industry in large part, right? And so, yeah, I do find it interesting. We haven't heard anything from Chris Giancarlo or Tom Emmer. I do find it interesting. Maybe they're waiting. Maybe they're waiting, for a day and a half or so for Clayton to be actually out of the office. I don't know. But I do find it interesting that they haven't said anything yet. Chris Giancarlo, the former head of the CFTC, or Tom Emmer. I do find it interesting. I'm waiting. I'm very, very curious to see if we'll hear anything from Tom Emmer or Soto, all these blockchain and digital asset people that are in Congress. Very curious to see if they're going to have a comment, yay or nay, on what's going on. Whether Hester Pierce is going to say something, right, or not. Very, very curious to see how that is going to go. But guys, this is our shot to win here. Digital assets, not just XRP, but the whole crypto industry. I just found out about a guy who's 25 years old. 25 years old, and is bringing in about $5 million a year. 25 years old, trading crypto, trading a little bit of Forex and currencies as a whole, right? Interesting, right? 25 years old. And again, don't have to have go to Stanford or Yale or Harvard, right? I don't know what his education is, background is, but educational background is. But just think about that. And this is what we have an opportunity to do in this space, and they know it. They know it, and they're fighting their darndest because this, Bitcoin brought about this new opportunity where we could walk away from traditional instruments for wealth. We could walk into the digital asset space to acquire our wealth without having to be again beholden to the traditional finance market, right? So that's kind of on the SEC news front. We'll see how it goes. Pay attention. See if you hear. Keep your XRP radar antennas up and your ears open to see if you hear anything from Giancarlo or Emmer from Congress. Very, very interesting to see that. If you haven't already, go to theripple.com/insight and check out the latest thing from Brad Garlinghouse there. You definitely want to read that. Very, very confident. And it does appear that Larson and both Larson and Garlinghouse were already offered a settlement. Like, oh man, unbelievable. So, and they of course said, you know what, they could kind of go, handle it their own way, separately, individually, but they're confident in their position and what they've done thus far. They've been dealing with this and making sure they, or if you will, doing all the right things from pretty much day one. And so, and I believe them. I have confidence in them. It is a little scary, don't get me wrong. It's scary when you hear this kind of news, right? And like I said earlier, Tatiana and I have experienced this, right? We've experienced things like this. And so, yeah, it is, it is a little scary, but in either case, we came out on the other end usually on the winning side, right? On the winning side, but it is scary. It is something that takes some time. But some indicators to look for is, some of these kind of like intermediate rulings or injunctions, if you will, where it's kind of like, the judge will say, thus far, it's kind of looking like this side of the case is providing more information than the other side, or this side, it seems like they got this going on and you guys don't have this going on, right? And it kind of gives the both parties an opportunity to kind of see where things are leaning, even though the quote unquote the SEC wants to do a trial by jury. Yeah. In any case, I think the most important thing is Ripple is more than prepared to make their arguments. And so I'm looking forward to hearing it and learning more as we go. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to end this video. Again, happy holidays to you. I'm going to end this video like I do all of my videos and remind you guys of this. And that is that old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.